Well, melody, of course, is a really important part of the song, particularly for the listener, because the listener is going to either appreciate it as something they can sing in order to stick in the minds of our listeners with melody. The most critical element, I think, is a motif. And a motif is a theme, right? And that theme is repeated often. Now, how often is up to us. And highly, highly commercialized music has a lot of repetition. Very left of center music is going to have certainly still quite a bit of repetition, but we can play around with that. But a definable motif is critical to a melody that we can say this is that song and only that song, and I'm not confusing it with another song. And I think that's part of what I find in a lot of singer-songwriter and pop music of today is the melodies are so similar. I can no longer discern what's one song and what's another. Is it now? If that's a problem for me, that's if I attribute meaning to that, then that's on me. But that is what I observe, and so. The other things that define a melody would be the length of the melodic phrase. In my verse, are my melodic phrases about 2 bars long or 1 bar long? And then, what are the rhythms that I use? And we could get all up into theory or just look at it as a broad forest picture. Are they generally short notes? Is it da 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 ba da 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 da. I've got pretty short notes there, and they all start after the downbeat, and it's 1 da 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 da. So it's 1 measure long of 4 beats. So there's qualities that you can say, I see what this is. The melody was also da 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 da. Didn't really move much. It's very clustery. So that's another characteristic or quality of the melody. It's kind of in the middle of my range. I don't have a big range, which hurts me and helps me. It helps me because I know that whatever I write, if I can sing it, anybody can sing it, which is great. I don't tend to fall into that. The chorus is up here in the stratosphere and nobody can sing it unless they're on a really great day, sometimes I think seeing our deficits as yes, but it also creates, what I am as far as melody and everything else can be a healthy thing to do, kind of reframe those ideas. So the rhythm of it, the length of the phrases, the range, it's clustery. And then the critical idea with melody, as you know, Anthony, is contrast, right? I know what my motif is. Now, therefore, I can contrast with that motif. So in another section of the song, I could do a da-da, ba-dum, da-da-da. I could do a different shape that goes down and then up. I could do on the downbeat instead of after the downbeat shapes, settings. I moved a greater distance, interval distance. So all those things are really useful when it comes to diagnosing kind of what my melodies do after all. And you find tendencies after a while looking at all your melodies, things that you do that are maybe a phase in your writing of melody, but certainly things that define what you do and make it wonderful in you. And then things also that we would prefer to grow beyond. So looking at what they are helps us to know what we're trying, what typical shapes or patterns we're trying to avoid to grow beyond that.
Right. And actually, I think, with what you're saying about melody rating, when it comes to people who tend to be like lyric heavy writers, or at least write lyrics first, like maybe trying to turn poems into songs. One thing that I guess can happen with that is, first of all, if you don't have it structured like a song, it could make for a song that can be confusing to a listener. But not only that, but if the rhythm of your words isn't written in a way that could become melodic, I think you have to be prepared to make changes to your lyrics, which a lot of lyric heavy people might not like. But I think that's part of the art of songwriting, is balancing like how that melody works and how that lyric fits together, and how you make them melodic and still say something important to you. Tell people where they can learn more about songwriting from you, so that they can get some of these tools and that kind of thing.
Awesome. You're so kind. Well, yeah. So my website, andreastolpe.com, has information about retreats that I do with the help of a few wonderful, wonderful people and guest speakers who will be songwriters with ultimately long lists of credits and great experience.
Okay, so hopefully that information helps you out. If you're looking for a lot more ways to improve your melody writing, I have a couple of free cheat sheets that you can download by tapping on the screen here. And if you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel to stay updated on our latest songwriting videos, you can tap our logo on the screen for that. And I'll also have links for that stuff below this video. So thank you for checking this one out, and I will talk to you in the next one. Take care.
I'm just sitting here alone.